think I belong here. I don't think I fit in.
Oh, nonsense. Of course you do.
Oh, no, I mean it. I mean it. It's just somebody must have goofed. If I gotta stay here another day.
Peace. It's Professor Griff, public enemy, the ex-minister.
Which means it's too strong.
All right, greetings, everyone. This is Professor Griff, and of course, this is Serious Minds RNTV. All right. Peace, Quan. What's good with you? Thank you very much for joining me this evening. Very timely subject. Thanks to the brothers and sisters that's out there, this media squad that's out there that's sending me information on a constant. Shout out to Tina Ray. All right. Shout out to Leslie V. Salute. All right. Nehemiah Raw, Troy Scott, Frey, Kaya Lou. Shout out to everyone on IG. Too many people to mention. But anyway, I'm not going to be long. All right. We're going to dive into this subject real quick. And it's just simply put, Zakia, how you feel? All right. All right. I want to shout out to my brothers at the African Vegetable and Fruit Stand on Campbellton Road. Showed up and showed out at the range. Definitely getting security minded. Definitely developing the urban tactical mindset. All right. Once again, I will be in Dallas, Texas, next couple of weeks on the 27th. Make sure you'll get there. All right. Thanks to everyone that have purchased the Serious Minds and the Resurrection Formula. The Serious Minds Brain Tonic is sold out. You guys got to wait another 30 days or so. All right. To another batch is done. But I think I have another 10 bottles of Resurrection Formula. So get the Resurrection Formula while it's in stock. All right. Get the Resurrection Formula while it's in stock. All right. All right. Anyway. If you would like to purchase, hold on, let me put it back up. Go on, hold on. If you would like to purchase the Brain Tonic or the Resurrection Formula, all right, please do so by going to www.professorgriff.me. All right, or just text me 678-557-2919. All right. For the last few bit of classes that I'm having on developing the urban tactical mindset and firearms classes, get in it now. Zakia, you and I went to the range, 8 years ago or something like that? You need to get back on the range for real. All right. All right. Kwanzaa is coming up, so make sure you are the song that you sing. All right. My children's book, I'm almost done with book 2, which is dynamic, if I could say so myself. I thought this one was an eye-opener. A lot of parents saying, man, I need to read this. I'm like, I hear you. All right. But anyway, you are the song that you sing. I have them in stock, so hit me up. All right. Okay. Thank you very much, Quan. I keep telling people if they would like to sign up for developing an urban tactical mindset, which is now I reduced it down from a 6 weeks online course to a 4-week online course, and offline, go to the range and make it happen. You said, I'm scared. I know you're scared. Anyway, my phone number is 678-557-2919. Let's dive into this subject. All right, so the idea of hate speech is on the rise on Twitter, is unprecedented, researchers find. All right. Now, that's only on Twitter. If we talk about all the other problematic areas in reference to social media, the numbers are astronomical. All right. So let's dive into this. Now, this is from the New York Times. Hate speech is on the rise on Twitter. It's unprecedented. It says problematic content and formerly barred accounts have increased sharply in the short time since Elon Musk took over, researchers say, took over at Twitter. All right. Elon Musk, who took over Twitter in October, has described himself as a free speech abolitionist. Okay. So is it safe to say that even though we are talking about the idea of having free speech, should or should not the idea of racism decrease or should it increase? I'm just asking your opinion. All right. Should it increase or decrease? All right. So if he's a free speech advocate, you can come on and basically say how you feel, say what you think, with some kind of level of respect on a human level. All right. Should racist speech increase or decrease? We're talking about Twitter now. It says before Elon Musk bought Twitter, slurs against slurs now. Notice the language. Slurs against Black Americans showed up on social media service on an average of 1,282 times a day. After the billionaire became Twitter's owner, they jumped to 3,876 times a day. That's twice the amount. All right. That's twice the amount. All right. Quan says, I'm for free speech as long as you're willing to accept the consequences that follow. All right. If you're for free speech, but you're willing to accept the consequences that come behind it. All right. Someone said the idea now of telling the truth is a revolutionary act. All right. So the article goes on to further say slurs against gay men appeared on Twitter 2,506 times a day on an average before Mr. Musk took over. Afterward, their use rose to 3,964 times a day. How many of those gay slurs were directed towards Black people? All right. So let's not get caught up in the trickery and the technology here. All right. Let's not get caught up into it. Let's stay focused. And anti-Semitic posts referring to Jews or Judaism soared more than 61% in 2 weeks after Mr. Musk acquired the site. Okay. Now, when you go back, hold on for a second. Let me share my screen with everyone. Hold on. Share the screen. Yep. Here. There. Go here. All right. So if you look at this chart, let's just look at this chart here. All right. Hold on one second. The alarming rise in hate speech on Twitter since Elon Musk took over. Against gay men, it rose 58%. Against Jews, it rose 61%. Against Blacks, it rose 202%. With that being said, if you go back over what I just read in the New York Times article, that doesn't match up. All right. So now if you look at social media as a whole, all right, then you'll see not only slurs and what they define as racism or racist slurs against blacks rose 200 times, almost 140% more than against the Rev 29s and gay people. All right. Okay. So we have to look at those groups that tend to take the suffering of black people, attach themselves to it, refigure the numbers, and add themselves into it to make it seem like their suffering is just like a whole lot more important. All right. At the same time, these particular groups may own aspects of social media and just media in general. So let's just be mindful of that. All right. Okay. So now, back to the article. These findings from the Center for Countering Digital Hate, the Anti-Defamation League, and other groups that study online platforms. All right, so my question is, where is the black company? Where is the African-American company? Where is the melanated company that's monitoring hate speech when it comes to racism on social media platforms? What company is that? Can y'all help me out? Where's that company? Where's that company? Because we see all the other groups are being represented. All right. All the other groups are being represented. Where's that group that's monitoring racism across social media platforms? And then when and where are they informing us? All right. King Bree, is that your name? It is more. You said, damn, 202%. I thought it would be more. It is more. All right. That's just what they're telling us. All right. You said there's a group that just started, but they have no influence yet. Okay. Would you happen to know the name of that group that just started? It says the shift in hate speech is just the tip of the set of changes on services under Mr. Musk accounts that Twitter used to regularly remove, such as those that identify as part of an Islamic State. All right. Okay. GT Massive. We're not talking about what's black owned. Answer my question. Listen to the entire question. All right. We're not only talking about what's black owned. Where is that group that monitors hate speech against black people? And then where do they inform us? Where do we go? All right, Quan, I put that up. All right. So when we start diving into and we start piecing apart these how should I say it? Piecing apart the narrative that they've created in making us think that the degree of hate speech now, and you shouldn't kind of judge one person's uh, suffering over another, who had the most suffering or whatever. All right. Um, None of these other groups can compare to black people's suffering. I'm just saying it outright. That is no reason for black people to stick their chests out. It's all that it gives you. It's all the more reason why you should kind of come together to develop and monitor what's going on social media. All right, when it comes to hate speech. So my next question is this, but hold on for a second. Let me see if I can. It says the new FBI statistics show alarming increase in the number of reported hate crimes. So is the hate speech, is it translating to hate crimes, physical hate crimes? So are we hearing people getting called, whatever they're being called online, and then is it translating into physical incident? If so, can someone point out a few? Has someone said, okay, well, this black woman was called so and so and so and so, and then she was dragged out of her car, beaten, raped, and all this other kind of stuff? Where are these incidents happening at? Ernest Grant said, my friend used the word coon towards H. Walker during the runoff, and it got flagged, but not the N word. Just for us to build anything and keep it, we got to get the problem out of the world. What is the problem, though? Mm, okay. All right. So if we're talking about this idea that the FBI released hate crime statistics for 2017, revealing that the disturbing increase of 17% in the reported hate crimes from the previous year. All right. So the hate crimes against other groups are widely publicized and widely reported on, but are the ones against black people, do we get that much play? Okay. So is saying something, telling the truth, do a lot of these platforms consider telling the truth as hate speech? That's my question. That's my question. When we tell the truth, is that considered hate speech? Right now, if we had a discussion, all right, and we told the truth about our history and what other people did to black people, all right, and we start naming names, naming companies, naming incidents, is that considered hate speech? Despite the slight decrease in reported hate crimes motivated by gender identity bias, anti-transgender violence remains an epidemic. If that is an epidemic, then what black people are going through, is that considered an epidemic? Hate crimes against us, black people, are hidden and swept under the rug. And social media platforms, on social media platforms, we are censored. All right. Is there a big censorship going on Twitter? I thought, what happened to black Twitter? All right. Is there a big censorship going on TikTok? I've been threatened so many times from TikTok. It ain't funny, man. It's like, yeah. So what about the thing you said, when black people tell the truth, it hurts white people's feelings, and then they consider it hate speech? So people like Ron DeSantis and these other people that talk about black people, that's not hate speech? Quan said they call us black extremists if we tell the truth. Hannibal 777 said chess, not checkers. Okay. Okay. When you start seeing articles right across the board, especially when they end up in New York Times and other well-respected newspapers that, a lot of them read, it's like you got to be very mindful when they start talking about percentages this and epidemic that, and keep in mind the language of racism, white supremacy. All right. We have to be very mindful of that, because when we got these organizations, these other organizations doing the reporting, all right, we also have to look at it with a very critical, analytical eye, because they're not going to tell the truth when it comes to the racism, the racist slurs, and even the physical incidents that go on with black people. All right, as a result of racist slurs being spewed right across social media platforms. This is only Twitter. Ernest Grant said, I think these social media platforms don't want to hear the truth from a black person, yet alone black people. Wow. Naima Ra says they don't care about hurting black people's feelings. They really don't. Someone said black people's truth is extreme. Malcolm Charles says black Twitter has been corrupted by a lot of immigrants who are comfortable being the buffer class of melanated people. Okay. All right. So basically, what you're saying is if we just told the truth and correct the rewritten history that was written by those white organizations with that Eurocentric, white, racist mindset that rewrote the textbooks that our children had to study and tests that we had to pass in order for us to graduate high school. We do know that the history was rewritten. We know that, right? Those same individuals that lost the Civil War turned around and started erecting at least over 1,000 statues across America. They went and had private meetings to rewrite the textbooks coming up out of Texas. All right. See, these are the kind of conversations we need to have in study groups. All right. Because it's for some strange reason, we're not meeting up in person. A lot of you guys are home, comfortable, and you're online. But when we ask you to meet us in a certain space online, we don't see you. All right. See, Diggs, I appreciate that, but I beg to differ with you. I said everyone deserves an audience, even if the people that are saying what they're saying that's diametrically opposed to who and what we are as a people. I'd still give them an audience because I want to hear what they got to say. I want to know who they are. What better way than to have them stand up and speak up and speak out so we'll know who they are? All right. So I think it's very, you're right. We need to see who these people are. When I hear them on the radio, when I see them on TV, when I see them on social media, I'm like, good. They're speaking up. Now I know who's who. You would never know who Ron DeSantis is unless we saw him speaking up, speaking out, talking about this anti-woke bill. I don't know who the hell these people, I don't know who came up with woke anyway. Yeah, we do need to meet up in person. We need to see who's who. Anybody could be anybody online. I remember one time I told y'all I ran into one of the dudes that was coming at me on social media. Ran into him at Walmart. You said a what? It's an anti-woke bill. Can somebody look up Ron DeSantis in Florida, this anti-woke bill? Can someone find that for me? I mean, he was just going in, man. This whole idea of attacking the woke people. I don't know. I guess I just looked it up and it talks. Hold on, let me share my screen. As you can see right here is the splcenter.org. Stop woke bill. What you need to know about the woke bill. The great replacement theory. Stand up to hate. So when you start looking at what they're talking about in the great replacement theory, the stand up to hate, the CRT, the anti-woke bill, it's really nothing. It's just hollow. It's hollow. If we told the story of Christopher Columbus and how America began, if we told the truth about Thanksgiving and the Pilgrims and the Native Americans and the Moors that were here and the Black Native Americans that were here, all of a sudden that's critical race theory. All of a sudden that's woke. Yeah. Yeah, you're right. We do need to discuss the difference between woke and consciousness. But when we try to get black people in that space in order to discuss it, it's like, yeah, I say, I take my hat off to those brothers and sisters that are still on Clubhouse, that are on Twitter Spaces, that are in these spaces having these discussions, that are on TikTok having the discussions. But a lot of times I don't hear these deep discussions about this. What I'm hearing now coming from us is a lot of black male female relationship gender war madness going on. And I look at that stuff as a distraction. All right. So you said media hijacked Ray's piece. You said media hijacked the term woke, and now it's become something else. So I think we need to understand this dynamic and how this particular thing works. So there's woke and then there's fake woke. Okay, I'm learning. So there's a very, very underlining kind of group of, there's a mindset, there's a group with a mindset that's trying to usurp what actual facts are and where we tell it, how we tell it. All right. They're writing it off under critical race theory. They're writing it off under woke, the anti-woke bill. SPLC files this brief and against Florida Stop the Woke Act, signed by Ron DeSantis. The law, which takes effect July 1st, aims to restrict educating children and others about the United States legacy of racism in schools and workplaces. America was built on racism. How are you going to take that out of the curriculum? You're going to talk about Christopher Columbus, but you're not going to talk about the disease white Europeans came over and murdered off and killed off the Native Americans? So you got to determine whether or not how you're going to fight that, and speak up and speak out against that. What does woke mean according to them? That's like asking them to do the bankhead bounce or the wop or the stanky leg or one of these other dances that we don't haphazardly just kind of came up with. It's almost embarrassing. We knew what woke meant. You said research the Treaty of Peace and Friendship. Okay. Well, this is what we're planning to do. Raise up an entire generation of people that's going to speak for black people and represent us. All right. Because from what I'm hearing from some people, it's like, nah. Like, who is this guy that went to apologize to the Rev 29s? Vance Jones is what's his name? Oh man, it's really embarrassing, man. So these people are handpicked. Van Jones. I'm sorry. I said Van Jones. It's almost embarrassing when you watch these kind of Negroes, man. You call them cryberry baby Van Jones. It's like, for real? And when I heard what he said, I started scratching my head like, silent and quiet when? Who are you talking about? So it's a very real dynamic in what's going on, man. So anytime that they want to ask any of us to sit at the table to discuss these things, you can't call somebody like Cardi B to the table. But what they do is they call the Negroes that they've already put money behind and energy behind, and they already put them out there. So when these things have to be discussed, they call on them, and then the rest of the world think that those individuals, because they have the same complexion as we do, represent us. Nobody asked Van Jones to speak up for us. Nobody asked Michael Eric Dyson and all these other people that's apologists. No, we're not asking you to speak up for us. So Ryan, you said there's a "Don't Say Gay" bill made it illegal for teachers to talk to children in grades K through 3 about sexuality, and DeSantis still got held for it. You don't see why? Okay. Well, anyway, fam, got an up and coming event, the Black History 101 Mobile Museum exhibit with Dr. Khalid El Hakim and myself, Professor Griff, Tuesday, December 27th in Dallas, Texas at 11 a.m. 4466 South Marcellus Avenue, Dallas, Texas. Free admission. Just contact me at 678-557-2919. Family, make sure y'all join the study group. All right. Hold on. Let me see if I can find the information to put. Hold on. I need you to go to seriousminds.edu.com. Pardon me. seriousminds.edu.com. All right. Join the study group so we can take this discussion deeper, because what we need resources. We need those that are trying to understand this subject. We need to give them resources, and we need to give them the tools, all right, so they can study to learn how to defend not only themselves, the culture, and our people. All right, so please join our Serious Minds Mighty Network membership community. All right, www.seriousmindsedu.com. All right. We need people to join the study group so we can kind of have the discussion. The next discussion we're going to have tomorrow, all right, at 7 o'clock. All right. If you want more information on that, go to www.seriousmindsedu.com. I'll get a flyer up so you can know what's going on for Wednesday. All right. We got to lay out a book list. I want to be able to help people build their library, whether it's a digital library, which we've done before, or a physical library. There's just certain information that you have to have, and you have to know how to access it and get it. All right. This is Professor Griff. Thank y'all very much for tuning in. That's www.seriousmindsedu.com. All right. Thank y'all very much for tuning in. I really appreciate everyone. Thank you very much, Quan, for holding it down. Really appreciate you. This is where you need to go, fam. All right. To support the platform. www.seriousmindedu.com. All right. It's Professor Griff. I love y'all to life. All right. Serious minds attract serious minds. Seriously.
You are now listening to Serious Minds RNTV with your host, Professor Griff. The call-in number is 516-654-7688. That's 516-654-7688. This is Professor Griff, and this is Serious Minds RNTV. Serious Minds for Serious Minds. Seriously.
Greetings, family. The Resurrection Formula is on sale now. You can order it at www.professorgriff.me or simply.
Greetings, peace and love, and welcome to Smile Pharmacy Apothecary. We've been here since 2019, and although times have changed and healthcare has evolved, our traditions of compassion and professionalism thrives on. You are always at the heart of what we do. Smile Pharmacy, we heal. Visit us today online or in store at smilepharmacy.com.
50 million. That's how many people in the U.S. suffer from chronic pain. Many turn to opioid painkillers for relief.
The evidence is not at all clear about the efficacy of these drugs long-term for chronic pain.
Mayo Clinic pain management specialist Dr. Mike Hooten says what is clear about these painkillers is the risk associated with taking them.
The problems of addiction, but also a related problem of accidental overdose deaths.
Keep your body in motion with Little Goddess's Pain Potion on littlegoddessapothecary.com.